How to make fresh bread at home, easy and delicious recipe. Hey there, foodies. Welcome back to my channel, where we bring you the best recipes and cooking tips. Today, I've got something truly special for you, the ultimate guide on how to make fresh bread at home. Get ready to impress yourself and your loved ones with the delightful aroma and mouth-watering taste of homemade bread. Trust me, once you try this recipe, you'll never go back to store-bought bread again. Before we dive into the recipe, let me share why making your own bread is so incredibly rewarding. Imagine waking up to the scent of warm bread filling your kitchen, just like a cozy bakery. Not only does homemade bread taste heavenly, but it also allows you to control the quality of ingredients and customize it according to your preferences. Plus, there's something truly magical about kneading the dough and witnessing it rise into a beautiful loaf right before your eyes. Now, let's gather our ingredients. You'll be surprised to see how simple and basic the components are for making fresh bread. We'll need 3 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 teaspoons of instant yeast, 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 1 1/4 cups of warm water. Mixing and kneading the dough. All right, it's time to roll up our sleeves and get our hands dirty in flour. In a large mixing bowl, combine the flour, instant yeast, salt, and sugar. Mix them together until well incorporated. Then, gradually add warm water while stirring to form a sticky dough. Once the dough starts to come together, dust your workspace with flour and transfer the dough onto it. Now, here comes the fun part, kneading the dough. Gently fold the dough over itself using the heel of your hands, pushing it away from you. Repeat this motion for about 8-10 minutes until the dough becomes smooth and elastic. Remember, kneading is all about releasing all the trapped air bubbles and developing the gluten, which gives the bread its perfect texture. Letting the dough rise. After all that kneading, our dough needs some time to rest and rise. Lightly oil the mixing bowl and place the dough back into it. Cover the bowl with a clean kitchen towel and let it rest in a warm spot for about 1-2 hours or until doubled in size. This is the time when our magical yeast works its wonders and fills the dough with air pockets, making it light and fluffy. Shaping and baking the bread. Once our dough has doubled in size, it's time for the final steps. Punch down the dough gently to release any excess air. Transfer it onto a lightly floured surface and shape it into your desired loaf shape. You can go for a classic round shape, a loaf shape, or even experiment with creative designs. Now, carefully transfer the shaped dough to a baking sheet lined with parchment paper. Cover it with the kitchen towel again and let it rise for another 30-45 minutes until it puffs up. Meanwhile, preheat your oven to 425 degrees F, 220 degrees C, to get it nice and hot for our bread. Once the second rise is done, it's time to bake our bread to perfection. Place the baking sheet in the preheated oven and let it bake for approximately 25-30 minutes or until golden brown. The heavenly aroma of freshly baked bread will envelop your kitchen and your excitement will reach its peak. The perfect finish. Finally, as you pull out the golden loaf from the oven, place it on a wire rack to cool for a few minutes. This step is essential as it allows the bread to develop a crisp crust while keeping the interior moist and fluffy. Once it has cooled down slightly, you're ready to slice into it and experience the joy of homemade bread like never before.